There we go. The haunting. I've been here. Seen this. Killed them all. It's nice and eerie. Still keep checking these places. Of course, I should probably use the Tommy gun. Most of all, considering the amount of ammo I have in it. I'll feel bad about myself if I lose health, because I've seen this over and over so many times. There we go, at that zombie. There's nothing of interest here. I really have seen all the places. Found all the secrets. I'm even more worried about missing any of them, since I've already been there. I've picked up life seed from my own sheer stupidity, but that's okay. There's a second life seed I'll be able to pick up later. So let's just treat this as a blessing. Not a blessing in disguise, mind you, but an unnecessary one. Now what I want to do right now is what I did previously. Jump here, get to the room, pick up the moon key. There's nothing of interest hiding here. There will probably be no one in the chat for about 55 minutes, by which point I'll probably end the stream anyway. So it's just you and me, people watching the VODs. Oh, nobody's watching the VODs, huh? Well, in that case you haven't heard what I said. But if you have heard, then you are watching the VOD. In which case I am correct, so I will not be incorrect by the virtue of you listening to me. This is the sort of statement that is correct if listened to. It's like saying, oh, the world has not ended. Yeah, because if the world has ended in the very catastrophic, very apocalyptic way of the world no longer being there, not just falling apart and still remaining in some condition, then you will not hear that the world has not ended from a tape telling you the world has not ended, will you? So these things will always be correct. There's a wraith there. I don't like wraiths very much. Let's not get crushed by this. Well, does it stay open? Yeah, you'll try to hurt me with projectiles, won't you? Okay, get out, come here. Try not me. Bam, shotgun shot. Second shot. Mistimed it because music looped. Oh, there you go. The Wraith is dead. Killing Wraiths is simpler than it seemed back in the day. I appreciate the fact that this game introduces new enemies as you go on. You don't just deal with the same ones you've been dealing with over and over since the first campaign. You encounter new ones, and you have to learn how to deal with them, which weapons work, which weapons do not necessarily work against them. I still don't like the voodoo doll for the fact that you hurt yourself if there are no other targets nearby. It becomes very tricky to use it, and most often I don't feel like it's worth it all that much. Because with the voodoo doll, you want to make sure, absolutely damn sure, that you are not without a target. And since you want to hide around corners very often, you can just keep stabbing enemies blindly, mindlessly. This is a corridor where I believe using the napalm launcher is a safe option. Nothing will jump out at you unexpectedly. You don't have to jump around and risk hurting yourself. So you might as well try and use it. Because riddling these guys with bullets is a very bad idea. So you want to avoid using the Tommy gun, possibly the shotgun as well. I don't remember whether that works properly or not. The Tesla charge is a mysterious item here. Perhaps there is a secret I have missed that utilizes this ammo. Because I assume this is a form of ammo. I assume you will get a Tesla gun of sorts. It's somewhat sad that I need to provide commentary on my own here, and in real time without having any possible audience interaction. No, nothing to relate to really, nothing to bounce my ideas off of. I just have to come up with everything on the spot on my own, which isn't as difficult for me as it probably would have been back in the day. I feel very comfortable using the English language in real time. Not necessarily coming up with a script beforehand and that just reading off of it, trying to pronounce everything perfectly, but just speaking at my own pace, even while doing other things. Yes, it takes my mind off of it to an extent. I may make mistakes because of that, but ultimately, as far as I can tell, I become fairly proficient at multitasking to that end, at least. Some people might not consider this much of an accomplishment. It's basically walking and chewing gum at the same time, but still, it gives me comfort that I can both commentate and play a game at the same time. Especially considering the fact that even native speakers consider that to be a somewhat arduous task. It does, after all, take your focus off of the game itself. If you want to make your thoughts clear and you want to say something enlightening, entertaining, intelligent. Or if you want to deal with, say, these gargoyles here, which aren't all that easy to dispose of since they have projectile weapons. The zombies you can dispose of by simply dipping them in water here. They will fall to the bottom and will never ascend back again. You can't drown them because they don't draw breath, but you can trap them and then easily dispose of them by blowing them up. That was unnecessary, entirely unnecessary. You just set the dynamite with right click, left click to toss it in, move away. If you by accident are not at the right distance, you will still have time to move away if you use the right click method. With the left click method, one mistake and you will blow yourself up, which may kill you. It's a lot more likely to deal damage to you. The slightest bit of damage at this point is more of a nuisance really than anything, because you can kill yourself, as I have previously demonstrated. But at this point, oh, hello! Yeah, you've mentioned previously, and you also have finals to take care of. I'm absolutely aware of that, and I get that, really. It's like, seriously, this isn't some weird cult we have here. This isn't church where you have to... And even if this was church, you'd have my goddamn blessing not to spend this hour a week. So consider the mass postponed, or whatever. There is of course the doctor's bag here, which I have to keep in mind. I may need to pick it up later. But other than that, this area is clear. Now we enter the maze, which we have already previously seen. So in that respect, you're not really even missing a whole lot. Hey Knight! You haven't been here in a while. Doesn't matter. I've been unsuccessfully trying to beat this level for a long time. So This might be new to one person. Have you or have you not? Hold on, I can't even remember. Oh, left, right. Hold on. Left is the one that allows me to leave, is it? Or is it right, left? Can't tell. Can't remember. Let's go right here. Set the zombie on fire. Yes, it's quite extraordinary, isn't it? It's an exciting addition to the general predominant activity of slogging through buildings. It provides somewhat of a... Sorry, I can't concentrate properly because I need to both take care of killing the zombies and navigating the maze. Apparently that takes away from my ability to focus on speaking. Yeah, it's mostly simple zombies. There are a few more complicated zombies, the newer zombies over here, but other than that, it's a fairly serene environment. This level is interesting in the fact that you will see no cultists here at all. By the way, if my audio levels are somewhat out of whack, please tell me. I've been recording for a while, so it may have taken its toll on things. Although my recordings tend to be somewhat louder than I adjust the levels, so it might just even itself out ultimately. This is of course a dead end, and as I mentioned during the previous streams, this game is lovely for its ability to improve my ability, for its ability to teach me to navigate these weird spaces. Okay. See, new style zombie. You need to use 2 flares on it and it will go ablaze. And then it will die. It will push. I think you can walk over the flames, yes. Once they are underground, you can walk over the flames and they do not hurt you. But if you come near a flaming zombie, as long as it is still active, animated, I wouldn't say alive necessarily, then the flames will hurt you. It can be confusing to an extent. This is the exit, so we want to go back to this fork in the road, and we have already visited the right path. We will be following up on that very soon, but you have the left path to visit as well. One shot at the zombie, rather. One shot at one zombie. Set it ablaze. Let it burn. Let it die. And there's a flaming corpse over here. You get the Tommy gun, of course, with a bit of ammo in it. So my Tommy gun ammo is once again up to full, but don't let that confuse you into believing that it's the weapon to use against these new style zombies, against the fat zombies, against the projectile using zombies. The belchers, or whatever you want to call them. Because as you have seen previously, I think you have seen that, I've shown it dozens of times, if not more, the fat zombies can soak so many shots effortlessly, it's just not worth it in the slightest. Yes, and even if not, you do get a lot of Tommy gun ammo all throughout this level. There will be some in the upcoming corridor even, and throughout this mansion. So you are either going to let it go to waste, or you will use it on something. And you might as well use it up, because once you leave the level, you can no longer go back to it. This is the entrance to the mansion. You cannot go through this gate. It's completely closed. And going back is pointless. aside from that single place, aside from 2 places you could jump over to gain access to other areas, but you can gain access to them the roundabout way by simply following along from the mansion itself. There is a rave here. By the way, I do appreciate the hospitality of the cultists. I assume all of these areas belong to the cultists, at the very least, in the practical sense, if not in the formal sense. That is, de facto, not de jure. Because they may have taken over these places from the previous owners and have nestled themselves nicely over here. So in practice, they are the owners, the current owners at least, not necessarily the legal ones. Oh, that's unfortunate. I have upped the bitrate, so that may be a bit of an issue. But the frame rate should be a lot smoother since it's 60 FPS now. The gameplay footage should be a lot smoother, unless you are losing frames on your end, in which case it may be even worse, because I have upped the bitrate on everything. I apologize for that. All in all, I just wanted to say I appreciate the welcome mat. Yes. However, the weapon will be blinking because I got up at the CPU and that messes things up. There it goes. I haven't lost a single hit point. I'm still at 200, all the way up from that life seed. Of course, there's a bit of art here. There's a lot of art. Some of it is disturbing, some of it is quite serene and peaceful and natural. I do believe the cultists may have adorned the area with a bit of their own art, but they might as well have left some of the original art intact. So perhaps this dissonance from an artistic standpoint is because the cultists have... Oh, that's a lovely dissonance right here. I have treaded on this doll mat with my bloodied feet. Or the boots. Anyway, spiders everywhere. I do mislike spiders quite a bit. But since I have seen this previously, I'm dealing with it as well as I can, and I'm hardly surprised at what's going on. So I do apologize for not freaking out. Anyway, I do consider the possibility of cultists taking over a place and adding their own decor without getting rid of the old one. So that might be the reason for all the dissonance. Perhaps all the old regular pictures were there before, and the cultists have just added all the ones filled with blood and gore. It would go a long way at explaining. Ah, for crying out loud! You may want to restart Hitbox. That may be the connection between you and not necessarily. I mean, it probably is the connection between you and Hitbox. It's not the connection between me and Hitbox because I'm not dropping anything. It's perfectly fine and smooth on my end. However, it might not get any better. Yeah, I do apologize for that. Was it better back in the day? Because it might be the case that it might be your connection. It might be not necessarily the fault of your ISP, but the fault of the distance in general. I don't know, but it might be that a lower bitrate would suit you well. So in essence, what I am asking is, was it better back in the day when I streamed at half the bitrate? Okay. I was just musing about the way things look around here. In general, you're probably... What? Oh, right, akimbo. Guns akimbo. Yeah, been there, done that. I don't usually go to the right first all that often. And now this is the place that leads absolutely nowhere, I believe. Oh no, this is a different place. I'm sorry. You can go back, of course, by jumping though. And setting zombies aflame, but might as well, I guess. Oh, this is a spot. Have I might have died here. This is risky business, but I should be fine. As long as I don't... As long as I take the proper precautions, I should be fine. Maybe I should just toss the can. That's probably a better way of using it. I have to remember that this can be done, because it can. So the spray can doesn't have to be useless in my hands. Yeah, that's unfortunate. See, I don't have many weapons that can deal with these zombies all that well. I want to keep my distance, but the only weapons that seem to do the job properly are either flame-based, pose a threat to me like the dynamite and the napalm launcher, so are explosion-based, or... well, the only thing left is the voodoo doll, which, as I've mentioned, is not necessarily something I trust all too much because I can hurt myself with it, and the pitchfork, which is risky as hell. So, no good way of getting rid of them. I feel comfortable with the shotgun and the Tommy gun, but they are the worst weapons on dealing with zombies. Alright, let's be very careful about this. Very careful indeed. Improper use of the napalm launcher has been the death of me. Yes, but I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I don't like the idea of losing even the tiniest bit of health, even though there's a second life seed on this level, so I could replenish it quite easily. Also, these bushes are a terrible nuisance, a horrible threat to you. It doesn't seem that way, but they do block shots. I'm not sure whether they block all of them, but at least some of them. They probably don't really block things like the shotgun. But if you try to shoot the napalm launcher here, they just might block it. Similarly, the trees are the just need to be mapper well to a larger extent. There we go, all of them dead. Oh, that's a very good idea. Yes, of course, you could just set them aflame and get rid of them that way. Possibly. No. Oh, no, they are fire retardant. Just fire retarded. I'm sorry, the trees are immune to fire. Yeah. Yeah, neither did I. I mean, sorry, the trees you can set on fire. Not with the flare gun, but you can set them on fire. You probably can use the spray can to set this stuff on fire. Boom! Fire. See? It's a light. Similarly, the bushes, if you really want to. It's burning. Come on, burning bush! Let's get biblical. It looks more like a Christmas tree right now than a burning bush. Oh well. I guess it prefers the New Testament to the Old, which I hardly blame it for. It's a lot more palatable. Yeah, I guess it's mostly a technical issue here, not necessarily a case of it working as intended. Oh, by the way, this is the gate that I've seen previously that leads to the entrance. Or rather, it doesn't lead anywhere, it just blocks off access. Now, don't get confused by the layout, but just take solace in the fact that I know absolutely well where I am, where I should be going, and what I am doing, even though it might not seem that way. There's a drum full of bullets here, which further suggests that I should use up my Tommy gun ammo, because I have plenty of it, and plenty of it left. Now, these gargoyles I will try to take down with the Tommy gun. Of course, they only come to life once you touch the key, and you have to get close to them to touch the key. I like to use the napalm launcher on them because they are so delightfully. Where's the third one? Yeah, I knew it would. I knew it would land behind me. See, this is why you shouldn't use the napalm launcher on them, because things might get out of hand very quickly. They like to take flight, land behind you, surround you, and savage you. I've lost a single hit point. Gargoyles be damned. Damn you gargoyles, you have taken a single hit point from me. This shall not go unpunished. I mean, I would have killed you anyway, but now I have a reason to demand vengeance. And that's what I like to call disproportionate retribution. Ow! You bastard! Ow! Is it even hitting anything, or is it hitting the bushes? Oh, it goes. Down it goes. I've used up all of the ammo. All of it. And a few gargoyles. All the Tommy gun ammo. Just spraying it wildly around. Magnificent. The Tommy gun isn't a favorite of mine, honestly. And there's a good reason for that. It's fun to use, but it's not effective. Yeah, I was hitting the bushes for the most part, unfortunately. Oh well. See, as far as I can tell, I've visited every place. This place I have been to, this place as well. The place with the little pond here, I've been to. Here, this is the same pond. Here's a bit of Tommy gun ammo. Might as well blow him up with the shotgun. He will get up. No, he won't. This is all the way back to the place I came from. Because I took this path through the hedge instead of going up through here. This is the path that connects it. I guess this is the end of the level, by the way. There's nothing over there. And here's a flare gun in case you didn't have one already. One pack of Tommy gun ammo is 100 bullets. I've picked up 2 of them. That's why I have more. And it's not a pack, it's a drum of bullets. I mean, it's not that I want to be technical, since I really don't know a lot about guns. But it's the term they use. So I might as well conform to that. No, I picked up 2. Trust me. Anyway, let's go back through here. I don't want to visit that room from the outside in, because that just doesn't feel right. I also don't want to use the sort of weapons that could harm me at close distance, because we are in closed quarters now. I think that's in general a good idea. In open areas, use weapons that can that work well at a distance, I guess. It's the simplest way of putting it. Weapons that have a decent range to them. And even in some cases, weapons that could harm you at close range, like dynamite, napalm launcher, etc. Because you are a lot more... You're a lot safer in those cases. If you are in an open area, as long as you don't get ambushed by something just rising from the ground next to you, you'll probably not fire them in panic at something close to you and die. You can always switch away from them. Whereas if you are in close quarters, like I am here, you probably should at least try to resort to using weapons that are close range, because the odds of going around the corner, turning a corner and coming across some horrible creature that wants you dead are a lot higher, and therefore you probably should be ready for that with a weapon and not just try and switch to it in panic. Or, the worst case scenario, fire a long range weapon at short range and, for instance, with the napalm launcher, set yourself ablaze. Exactly. So for instance, using the napalm launcher is a horrible idea. You fire that thing at close range, you're pretty much dead. Either way, this is the path. Let me once again go back to this place so that you can see it more clearly. As you enter the mansion, you go through this door after a brief corridor, and you enter the main hall. I don't have bullets, by the way. You enter the main hall, and you have a few paths visible to you. You have the path to the left, you have the path to the right, the path upstairs, and the path in front. So 4 paths you can go through. I chose the right path first, even though I usually pick the left path. So this is the right path, it leads to this window, and it leads to the thing I've seen previously, which leads to another thing. And this is something I have already harped on, I guess? More like mentioned quite a few times. That these levels are fairly open, so we can enter places from multiple sides, from multiple angles. So today's design may be based on the idea that the designers don't want people to get lost, and that's why it's more of a straightforward corridor thingy. Then again, I guess you can also blame graphical fidelity and other things like that. I rebel in against myself. That's a bit of an odd concept. Anyway, there's a Guns Akimbo pickup over here. Since I want to pick it up and make use of it, but here's the deal. My use case most of the time has been to switch to the gun I have most ammo in, logically, to the Tommy gun, pick up Guns Akimbo, and then just go around shooting them wildly. But that doesn't work. You know why? Because the first thing you encounter when running around with Guns Akimbo are the fat zombies. And fat zombies don't really work well with this. I mean, they work well against it. That's the problem. So let's switch to a shotgun and go! Let's not waste any time. Through here, cobwebs, open door, nothing. Open this door. Zombies, hello, down you go, die. Die, die. Wrong pickup. Actually, this isn't the room I wanted to visit, but that's fine. Wow, if you make a jump shot with the shotgun, you can shoot the heads off. That's nice. I probably should go upstairs. I really should. Wait, if there are 2 people watching, oh, there's 1 guest watching. That's good news. I mean, it says 2 guests, but one of the guests is the chat bot, the one that provides the chat in the stream itself. Yeah, I know how to, and it's counterintuitive. You want to run the hell away from the Wraith, but you shouldn't. You need to stand your ground, wait for it to finally materialize, and then blast it with the shotgun. If you use the double barrel mode, it blasts it a distance away from you, it dematerializes, and then it'll try to approach you again, materialize and hurt you, at which point you shoot it again. Duh. This is the path to the right, so after you go here, you could go through this path, and you are back in the main hall, I guess is the proper term for this place. So this path leads to a place we have already visited. However, from this single corridor, I guess, nice lighting, but I don't think this leads anywhere. From this single corridor, you can also enter other places, like through here. You can enter the dining room, and you can enter the library. Dining room on the left, library on the right! Son of a bitch. Seriously? I've missed the spider so many times? So you have to be careful with these holes. Seriously. Get the atomic. Most of the time I prefer to set them ablaze, but that takes time. Anyway, this is one of the paths. You can take the side path through the X mirror. I mean, not through the mirror literally, but you know, path with the broken mirror and cobwebs. You have to orient yourself somehow in these areas. And the alternative is to go through here. The grandfather's clock cannot be opened, by the way. Not this one. You could go to the left, which probably loops around with the path to the left. You eventually end up connecting them. I could go many places, but I think I should go upstairs because I have the highest chance of dying over there. Once I get through this particular area, well, I have died previously during the last stream a week ago. Once I get through that area with the silliest of silly, stupid things, I am pretty much guaranteed to get this level over with. There was a Wraith though. By the way, the area below there is populated by new style zombies. I usually take them out with invisibility. I probably should go the other way. There's a Wraith over here and a life seed to gather. It goes against what we have learned before. It goes against what exactly? Oh, by the way, this makes a noise. I still haven't figured out whether that's meaningful or not. It squeaks slightly. Hey, Diff! You've seen this before, so in case Knight has any questions about this level, you probably will be able to answer them, since you've seen it a couple of times. Even though you've been late to the streams, you have seen this level through and through, just because of how incompetent I am. Which is pretty sad if you think about it, but once you stop thinking about it, it doesn't stop being sad if you don't think about it. It's still sad, it's just that you're no longer thinking about it, which solves the problem. It is sad, you just don't experience the sadness. Burn, zombies, burn. Of course, here's another place, which we have seen from the other side of the gate. Here's the gate. And here's the place. Of course, I should probably go up there to the balcony at some point. I shouldn't forget about the balcony. But this place can be also entered through a doorway somewhere. That's something I need to keep in mind, because it houses one of the keys that is fairly difficult to get. Fairly unintuitive. Oh, no. Yeah, so I guess once you have re-established the connection, it's suddenly fine. Maybe, it's just my theory at this point, maybe initially it routed you through some node that was unreliable, that was losing packets, and once you refreshed, it found a different pathway between you and the server, and it's a more stable one, a more trustworthy one. Either way, I am about to pick up a very important power-up, after which point I will zoom past this place and try to kill the zombies. So, don't be alarmed by the speed at which I will start to move. All these bookcases move, by the way. Now, as you can see, there's an invisibility power-up here, and there is a path through here. You want to pick up the invisibility and get out, but if you pick up the invisibility first, and then slowly wait for the bookcases to recline so that you can get out, that's not the most efficient way. However, if you open it up first and the bookcases come and crush you, you will just die. But I'm willing to take that risk because they take quite a while to close. So we take the invisibility and go! Go, 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 go! Through the doorway, through here. Through the doorway, through here, and to the zombies we go. Pelting them with bullets, bad idea. Setting them aflame, better idea. Setting them aflame, setting them aflame, setting them aflame. Burn.
I need a key.
I still don't have the dagger key, damn it. Well, anyway. It's wearing off. The invisibility is wearing off anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. I probably should switch to... not the napalm launcher, not the napalm launcher! To the can. Toucan. Of course, setting some... where did the other one go? Stop opening doors! Where are you? No, get back! Listen, asshole. I will not have you opening doors in this mansion just to confuse me. I use them to figure out where I've been and where I haven't. Yes, yes it is. No, it's spray. It's a spray can. It's called a spray can. It might be any sort of spray, really, but I don't think it's spray paint. Either way, there's a wraith there, but it's kind of trapped. Come on! Sometimes I shoot preemptively and needlessly, but other than that, it's fine. Certain things you can only break with heavy explosives, but cannot do so otherwise. Which is a nice touch, I guess. You cannot destroy this railing with the pitchfork, but you can absolutely blow it up with things like dynamite and the napalm launcher, which is interesting, as I've already mentioned. Now this area leads... I was about to say absolutely nowhere, but it does lead somewhere. There's a little hedge here you can go through to get another key, yes. Indeed. And when they mix in wraiths with other enemies, it gets really hectic. That's precisely when you don't want to use any heavy weaponry like the... Wait, what? I've been outside! How did that zombie get there? I'm not picking up the key, not yet. How did you get here? I've been here a long while ago. What the hell? How did you get out? Who let you loose? Either way, this is the pool with the armor, I believe. Yes, no, yes. Is it with the monsters? Ah, yes, this is the armor pool. I can't pick it up because I'm loaded when it comes to armor. I will try to kill the gargoyles with my Tommy gun. Not the best of ideas, not the most efficient of ways, but hey, when all the ammo you have is for the Tommy gun, everything starts to look like a Tommy gun target. Are you underwater and alive, or are you both underwater and dead? I can't tell, all I see is blood. Oh, 2 corpses. That's good news. Yeah, don't tell me about the hands. The hands! Those faceless manipulators. Eesh. This is the problem with these levels. I know that there are places I can go, but I don't know in which order to visit them. Let's go through here. Brings me back to this corridor. This brings me back to the library, doesn't it? No, this isn't the library. This is a small library. The one where I took the one I took invisibility from. Wait a minute. Doesn't this path lead to the doorway? No. There's a path that leads to the doorway someplace. I can't remember. I did not misspell severed, did I? Because I was considering it and thinking, okay, I know that severe is spelled the same way. I just wasn't sure. Oh wow! And now I have all of you. I was expecting absolutely no one to show up today. That's yeah. Okay, now I'm under even more pressure. I definitely should beat this level, otherwise I will humiliate myself in front of a lot more people than I expected to. I know what's behind this door. It's probably the Life Seed Rave. What was that? It's one of the corridors. I think it's the one that leads upstairs here. I can't remember. I can't die on this again. It was someplace freaky. I think it's through here. Yes, I remember the cobwebs. Yes, this is the place! See? It's over there! It's right there! Alright. Let's put one here. Do. Come out, you son of a bitch! Boom! Whew, any more? I think there were 3. Took one out, the other 2 killed me. I knew it! I fucking knew it! I knew it! Run! Set the hand on fire. Oh, hello there, you little piece of shit. No, you will not. No soul swallowing for you today. I knew it! Seriously, you got lost in a straight up corridor with pretty much nothing. No, the zombie got lost. It started derping around next to the railing. My theory is that it doesn't. It believes it could theoretically path through the railing, because you could if the railing was blown up, but it isn't. Yeah, no kidding. I know, you do have a very nice point. It is a zombie. They are not necessarily renowned for their intelligence and excellent pathing skills. Either way, this is the path up the stairs. Once again, I've been to almost every place through every path, but I wanted to get rid of the hands first of all. This is, I think, the doll with... Oh no, it's not. This is the doll behind the cobwebs. Oh, this is the path that leads me to the balcony. Right. Quite a few bookcases. This is the path to the balcony, I believe. Oh, I have the spider key. That's nice. Let's leave the spider door closed for now and go... Oh, that state. I backed that up on Kickstarter. Oh, this is where the thing loops. Well, it doesn't loop, but it connects to a different path I already visited. This is the place the hands sprung up from. So this is the doll up the stairs. Well, I will probably play that some. Look, I want to play quite a few things, but here's the idea. I figured I might stream something like StarCraft or Warcraft 3 because they have been updated recently. They are easier to stream, to play on new systems, etc. But if I leave this unfinished, I probably will lose a bit of respect for myself, because that would once again be another thing I've started and have not finished. I'm sick of that. Anyway, this is the doll with the wraith. Don't get too close to it. You don't want to pick up its pickup. Fuck! Well, there goes everything. I didn't want to pick up the life seed all too quickly, but I picked it up anyway. Yeah, and Jagged Alliance. That's the thing. If it wasn't for Jagged Alliance, if it was just blood that I have started, I would absolutely have less of a compunction about this. But still, in these circumstances, when I have already started another LP and paused it for a while for unknown reasons and then started this LP, I seriously don't want to pause another one or just, you know, shelve it to never be unshelved again and then start yet another one. Yeah. I've made a mistake. I probably shouldn't have gone up there in the first place. I don't know. I probably shouldn't let this bother me. I probably shouldn't let this put me on tilt, because if I do, I will play even worse, and then there will be all these dreadful consequences. This is the place I have just gotten to. Now this door, the first door up, is the one that leads to the spider door. Oh, piss off! I haven't seen the previous streams, so I guess there's a reason why you don't see the possibility. But I have died here the last 2 times I've tried, I believe. Or 3 times. Actually, I think this is the 4th attempt. Anyway, I know where the file key is needed in the library. I haven't gone through the library quite as much as I should yet. There's the spider key. That's the spider doll up the stairs, and then once again up the stairs and through the first doll. Yeah, I imagine. Anyway, this is the path to the left. It leads over here. We have been here. Why is this open? I have no idea. Probably got stuck on some entrails or something. This is a door you can go through, which leads you here. Grandfather clock. This is the way down. So from the path to the left and from the path right up ahead, you can reach this place. And it leads you to this. This is the library, the main library. No, it's not. Oh my. I conceptualized this improperly. That's kind of sad. Either way, this is the place where I got the key. And there's Alma in the pool. And now this place leads to a pool. Yeah, this place is the one that requires the dagger key, which I have, I believe. I can open it and it leads to the kitchen. That's a different story. Now up here, yes. Now excuse me, what is the path to the library? I seem to have gotten lost. By the way, this is the dining room, which I have not yet visited for reasons unknown. Wait, what? That's ridiculous! Okay, so listen to this. Now this is not the library. Yeah, this is not the general library. Yeah. You go through here, you go to the left, you encounter this place, huge double doors left and right. You go to the right, and instead of going to the left and entering this place that leads to the kitchen, you just go right. And if you go right, you enter this place, which is the dining hall. Obviously connected to the kitchen in a fairly convenient way. Now this particular door is the one that requires the dagger key, and it leads you to the kitchen. Once again, reasonably enough connected. But this door over here opens up another set of double doors. This is the place with the broken mirror and the candle, and through this door, this particular door, you can reach the library. Now here is place you can reach by going down the right path, right? This is the thing. Yes, you go down the right path, you enter this room, let's call it the scriptorium, because there's something with, there's a book that has or a notebook that has scribbles in it, or the red button room, because this seems like a red button, even though you can't press it at all. It's probably a book. So you go through here, turn right, you enter the broken mirror place, and this is the main library. I hear a zombie, so I probably should take care of it with this. This is the way to the kitchen. It requires the file key. Since you have the fireplace here, it's somewhat logical. This is the place I didn't want to go to directly through the window, but I have visited now through the usual means. Now there's a gasoline can here, so I have reloaded my napalm launcher ammo. In essence. This bookcase is a different color than the others, so you can activate it and it lifts you up. Not much of a secret, you get some TNT and a drum of bullets. You can get the drum of bullets if you have space, which I do not, because I have 500 shots in the Tommy gun. You may call it unfortunate, you may call it fortunate. I don't have the file key yet? That's extraordinary. Alright, then I know where the file key is. The file key is in the freezer. Imagine that. Tell me who the deadliest of them all is. That makes sense. Well, obviously you put it in the freezer. That's the most obvious answer, right? Ah, rats. Key is our most efficient worker. I refuse to fire him. No. 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 See, they don't even have a pamphlet, they just vomit at you. It's like, how on earth do they expect it to be a working strategy? They probably don't, because they're zombies. Of course they don't expect anything. We open the door, bam, we're in the kitchen. Let's cause some mayhem. In the kitchen. There's some lovely filth over here. Let's turn off the light. Here's the stove, which doesn't do much. Here's a severed head. Doesn't do much either. This door requires the file key. You can probably imagine which door it is.
I need a key.
We've tried to access it from the other side. Now this is the freezer. Gets me every time. Either way, you open the freezer and there's nothing. Well, say that there's nothing in here would be to misconstrue the situation. My goodness. Now the question I have, and a pretty sad question that is, were they still alive when they got here? Probably not, considering how picked off their bones are from the flesh, but still, poor bastards. See, this convinces me that the cultists need to be set on fire and killed in gruesome ways, because look how violent and horrible they are. Clearly what this world needs is a, well, chaotic neutral guy with a gun. Just kidding, I'm not chaotic neutral. What alignment would this guy be, actually? Yeah, they could have been hung first, and then what? Then what happened to them? They would have been kept fairly fresh in that freezer. Yeah. I mean, this is a misconceived notion that if you do a single bad thing, you will then just say screw it to all the rules and keep doing bad things the rest of your life. That's not necessarily true. People are capable of doing bad things and then not doing bad things at some point. Just figuring, you know what, I did a bad thing. I probably shouldn't do that again. Probably chaotic. Yeah. Well, he's a free spirit, I guess.
I need a key.
This is the door that requires the I key. Yeah, that door. By the way, we have entered the place that requires the flame key. This is probably the place that requires the flame key as well. The flame key, the file key. I've been calling it the file key all this time. I probably should keep calling it the file key. This is the way to the library, I believe. No, this is the way to the balcony. It's never a good idea. Whoa! They can open doors! You know, there are some people who claim that violence doesn't solve problems, and that's just silly. But I believe violence should be used to solve problems, but only those problems that have been started by violence in the first place. Never the first result. But then again, if reason and diplomacy fails, what else do you have? Be reasonable, kids. Always try to have a reasonable discussion. It solves the immediate problem. It tends to create a lot of collateral problems, but it solves the problem. Quite drastically, permanently, efficiently, but it solves the problem. It's difficult to say that it doesn't solve the problem. It does. Like, holy cow, that's pretty much the only thing violence does. It solves problems. It's probably not the way you should solve problems. It's probably a bad way to solve problems. It's probably an evil way to solve problems, but it sure as hell does solve them. Guys, this is the most hilarious part about all of this. When you weren't here, I've already mentioned the fact that it's quite atrocious to not have anyone try to sidetrack you into a subject. It's horrible to just have to come up with things on the spot and talk to yourself. If you can sidetrack me into issues, that's great! That means I have something to talk about. And if this gets people in the comment section angry, that means I make them feel emotions, I make them care about something I say. My work here is done. There's probably nothing more depressing than people not caring in the slightest about what you are talking about. Just going, yeah, okay, probably, kinda, maybe. That's horrible. That means you have failed.
I need a key.
Now this is the door that requires the skull key. To get the skull key, you need to get the eye key to open the eye door and get in there and presumably get eventually the proper key. Now this place, I know, leads to a side quest of sorts, so I don't want to go there just yet. This is the place that requires the I key. This is the library. I have 24 followers here. Where are they? Why aren't they watching the streams? Exactly. 24 followers, 3 people watching. You know, people will say, I mean, people would say if I had more of them, well, he's just using bots to subscribe to him to make it seem like he's popular. People just subscribe and never watch you. That's what happens. I will watch him someday, damn it. If he's streaming when I'm on, I will probably watch this guy. Oh, this guy seems interesting. I will add him. I will figure that out later. Never figures it out. I do this myself. I know how it works. And yet there are some conspiracy theorists out there who would think that this is actually this is actually behavior of rational human beings trying to accomplish something for themselves. That these are calculated actions of rational but evil, to an extent, human beings. No! These are absolutely irrational actions of good human beings who don't know any better. Yeah, work out the percentage. By the way, Spider... Fuck off! You miserable whiny ghouls. That key in your eye. I don't think that's how it works. It doesn't open the eye. It's like, god damn it, people, stop watching Saw. Proximity detonators and remote detonators. Let's not fall down from this balcony. But this is the balcony. And I got the I key, which was the original goal of mine all along. Now here's the deal. I know the exit is through the moon key. But I want to end the pathway that is somewhat dangerous. It's the place where I have almost died. You people. Actually, this is accessible from quite a few places. Either way. Still might have a less than pretentious key. Alright, guys. Here's the thing. I can either go through the eye door or I can go through the moon door. I know the moon path that leads to the exit. I can clear it out first and then go to the new area. Or I can start with the new area and then go to the... And then go to the moon door. What do you think? Eye or moon? Type it in the chat. Eye or moon? Eye or moon? I'm right in front of the eye door, so that kind of helps. But I can always get outside very easily and go for the moon. And shoot for the moon! Are you guys even listening? Aye. 1 vote for aye! Aye, aye, aye! Aye, laddie. See, this is the door that kills me. Rule number 1, no matter how bad things get, no matter how much I scream, Let's not shoot in panic. Relax, take a deep breath, and get through this place without blowing yourself up. Do not trap yourself. Check yourself before you trap yourself without means of escaping. A skull pile. Does it give me more skeletons each week? That torch sounds like a flow. Alright. By the way, I guess we've become desensitized to this over time, but just a reminder, look at what's going on in the basement. Look at what happened here. These people were probably alive at some point, and now they're chained by their ankles to the ceiling of the basement. They've been probably dead for a while now, but what happened to them before that was probably grisly and gruesome. Yeah, I know, it seems obvious, so we probably just glance over it. Oh, okay, more dead bodies, more people chained to the basement, more dead. Imagine being these people, this must have been horrible! And we are just glancing over it like it's no big deal. It is a big deal. It is a horrible, horrible thing that has happened to multiple people here. What? God. What? Yeah, where is busy? He's probably busy. Right, hold on. I foresee bad things happening. Look, it's a barrel of TNT. I blow any of these up and things end up in a disaster. Fuck. There's no good way around this! Oh, fuck! Why? Not this... I haven't made a mistake here! I did not shoot anything! I did not become trapped! Ugh. Okay. Doll 2 Western 0. Look at this situation, okay? Look at the situation. I did not blow the dynamite downstairs. I did not blow it up. But I think the way you are supposed to end the level is by blowing the dynamite up, blocking yourself in, and then finding a way out. But I will probably find out about that next week. But here's the thing. Without trapping yourself against a rock, you still kill yourself when you try to open this stupid door. Next time I will probably save, but here's the thing. Down there, once you turn the corner, first of all you encounter spiders, you encounter severed hands that want to go for your throat, and you encounter wraiths, and you need to kill all of them, presumably trying not to blow the dynamite at the same time. In closed quarters, extremely closed quarters in fact. And probably trying not to use explosive weaponry, because if you do so, you will set off the explosives. Well, that's it for this week. I've been streaming for about an hour and a half. I hope you've enjoyed this. And if you've been watching the VOD, sorry, I have failed you yet again. Next time as I reach this place, I will probably save. Because this is getting ridiculous. I don't know whether this is considered a bug in the game, whether this is the way things are supposed to end, but god damn it! That doll. Well, thanks for watching the VOD.